So today I have the 2020 Jeep Renegade Trailhawk, and I'm going to showcase the interior of this thing. So let's get to it. So first up on the left, as I always do, is you have your normal, window buttons, your lock buttons, your mirror buttons. Both front windows are auto, but sometimes some cars, it's kind of like a long flick and it'll go up, but with these, just press down and just hold for 1 second and then they'll go up or down. You can see the lock symbol on the door lock. Down low, you can see, let me open the door for a second. You got a nice Kenwood speaker and a little Easter egg, the Jeep front grille there. Above that, you have your light switches for, the different settings for your headlights, and then you have the gauge light. The dim level of the gauge light is the best way I can describe it. Moving to the gauge cluster, you have the cool Renegade dirt colored gauge instead of how sports cars have a red line. This has more like a mud line. You have your normal speedometer on the right, and in the middle you have multiple options that you can display. So the first screen is just like info, so let me go back to that. So speedometer, vehicle info, your tire pressure, coolant temp, trans temp, oil temp, battery voltage, back to tire pressure, fuel economy, trip settings. You got trip A and B, normal car stuff. You got start stop, the audio, whatever you're listening to will display up there, and just a message screen and a setup screen. So let me get it back to where speedometer, of course, digital. And I'll show you how I was controlling that when I get to the steering wheel buttons. But you also have digital gauges on the bottom for your fuel and the temps. You have your normal stock on the left for your high beams, low beams, and your windshield wiper on the right. Doesn't really need mentioning, but why not? So how I was controlling everything I just showed you on the gauge cluster was the arrows right here. So you can see I'm going up. If I were to go over on the vehicle info, that's how I'm changing it left and right. And up and down changes it to a whole different screen. You have below that, you have your phone settings, or phone buttons, I should say. So call and talk. You have your cruise control buttons on the right. You have, sadly, some buttons that will remind you didn't have something here. But all in all, the steering wheel looks kind of nice. So moving to the right, you have nice fence in the middle, top. You have a nice little screen. It's not too big. There's a lot of screens out there. Probably would fill this whole section, but I didn't really complain about having this for a week. So let me get you focused in so I can show you things that this screen does. So right now I have it on radio. Come on, focus for me. There we go. You got media if you wanted to connect something. Climate. You got the climate controls, apps. Kind of gets you to all the, so if I want a compass, it's kind of cool. You have the compass, of course, it's off-road stuff. Your seat heat, passenger heat, heated steering wheel, which this is a heated steering wheel. Another option to control those. You can connect your phone, which I do not have connected. And then your overall settings. Let me get back to radio. So if you've noticed when I'm pushing, if I want to push apps in a second, that symbol, pentagon symbol, you'll see it's it'll kind of highlight when I make a touch. So right there, 80s on 8, when I'm touching that, you see that little symbol everywhere. And it is really hot where I am right now. And if focus. Anyway, it's 97 degrees here. I'm trying not to crank the AC so you can hear what I'm saying. So, back on the screen for 1 second. Screen off. And then I'm really having trouble focusing. Wake it back up. You can mute. And you got volumes on the left, tuning on the right. You got your normal climate control stuff in the middle, AC, your window buttons. You got the hot, cold, basically change the temperature. So let me push it. You see I just went now low. If I want to go up a couple digits, the lowest it goes is 60. When you hit 60 and you hit it again, it just says low. Below that, you got some more fun stuff. You have all of the drive modes of this thing, and being that it is a Trailhawk, it features an additional mode, which is rock mode. So I'll show you in another video a detailed look at what the drive modes change on the dash, but basically, you turn the dial, snow, sand, mud, rock, and rock you have to shift into 4-wheel drive low, which it's alerting me on the screen. Yep. You got 4-wheel drive low, and now I can go on the rock mode. Just tinkering with things on the screen to make it work for me right now. There we go. Anyway, whatever. Put it back on auto. And then you have a hill descent or hill climb. It's really descent, but some people call it hill climb. Basically can modulate how you go up and down. You have a auxiliary port right here, USB port here, old 12 volt, smoke cigarette plug right there. You have a nice area down here. This right here is not the key to a treasure vault. I will show you what this does near the end of the video, but that's where it's been since I picked this press car up. Let me adjust the camera view real fast. So this is the gear lever, normal park, rear, neutral, and drive, and it also allows for manual shifting. So how you do that is go to drive and over. You can go up. To go up, you push back, plus obviously, and you can go down another gear. Put it back in the park to be safe. Behind that, you have the start-stop button, which I normally turn off, but I had the car on just sitting here. You have a parking brake. Pull it up, and to turn it off, well, you gotta put your foot on the brake to do so. And traction control button is next to that. So in the middle section, just have this nice little slidey armrest. I'm gonna go to the passenger side now and show you some goodies over there. So being that this is intended to be, driven off-road, you have a handlebar basically for your passengers. This is a better look at that Kenwood speaker system I was showing you, also with the Jeep Easter egg there. And another cool thing, it's kind of like a spot to put some maps, but you have this nice little cargo, like it's a mini cargo net, like really a map. Maybe it can go here, trail map. Old school, let's face it, everybody's got GPSs and things that show them, and phones that show them where they're going. Just give you a close-up look at that. Shows you the Jeep floor mats, because why not show them to you? Giving you a look of what the seats look like, since this is the Trailhawk. They feature Trailhawk branding. It's pretty spacious for how small this thing really is. So this thing features a removable roof, and that is where that little key comes in. You can see right here, you can put it in there, which I won't be doing because there are potentially storms. But then you can remove the front panel as well as the rear panel. It's kind of cool. Yeah. It brings it to its roots of being a Jeep. Let's give you some more views of the interior. So if you're a Jeep owner, a Renegade owner, and even a Jeep Renegade Trailhawk owner, if there is a feature of the interior that I missed or that you really want to call out because it's your favorite, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. But in the end, thanks for watching.